We are live
from the woods, from the bushes.
Turkey Camp 2022.
Well, speaking of turkey, we need to start this one off correct. For those that have gone before us, and for those that are coming to Bear Camp.
Bear Camp.
There it is.
Speaking of Bear Camp, hello, my doting followers, coming to you live from the Snyder Hunting Preserve. Bear Camp on the heart and mind. El Padrino here. Followed by my two favorite turkey hunting guests. Why are they my favorite? Because they're the only ones I have. 2022, I believe it's April. How do I know? My cockles are tingling. Before you know it, I'll be in the truck and headed north to God's country. The Loxa River Bear Camp. The podcast rings out the halls of Congress and through the Loxa River. Thank you, my doting fans, and welcome back. Hello, guys. It's good to be on your podcast. You deserve me.
Well, if you haven't figured out by now, we got a special guest.
It's so good, man.
This is a great podcast. Welcome back to the Outdoor Talk Podcast. We got a hell of a guest on. Damn good friend. And what'd you call your name?
My name?
El Padrino.
El Padrino.
El Padrino.
Mm-hmm.
AKA Mr.
For those
Bobby,
of you that
Mr.
aren't here
Phillips.
illegally, that means the Godfather.
Are we here legally?
Well,
We are at your place.
you are at my place.
We
You're
have permission.
illegally.
We have permission.
Right. How are we doing, guys?
Could have done a better intro right there.
You couldn't do a better intro.
No, without
That was
a doubt.
awesome. I feel like we're on a radio right now.
Well,
He's
we
got
are.
a radio voice.
We are.
though.
We're on the Outdoor
Yeah.
Talk Podcast.
And it's a pleasure to be here.
I know. It's
Pleasure
awesome.
to be out here at your land. He's Bobby. Just to give you a little background about Bobby. Actually, Nelson, you should probably give him a little background
No, he's
about Bobby
putting it on
since you
me.
got to spend some time with him up in the woods, up at his home territory.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm
We
sorry.
need to back up. We're
My
out
bad.
here turkey hunting on a turkey trip. Annual turkey hunt. This is year 4. I met this guy that owns this place up in Idaho through another buddy, and we bonded up there pretty much. And now
What,
we
you spent like a
became
week
friends
up
for
there?
life. Do what?
You spent a week up there?
The whole week.
Whole week?
No, we spent 12 days.
12 days.
If
Well,
you
I
remember.
say a whole work week.
Right.
That's fine.
Well,
I call it
it
week
was
to
a
week.
work week,
You're
but
right.
it was 12
You're right.
days.
12 days. And when you spend 12 days in the woods with somebody,
Oh, yeah.
you either become best friends for life or you're never going to go hunt with them again. I'm not kidding. So,
Well,
this podcast.
Look
turned
at him. He's here with us now, so that only means one thing. He's a friend for life.
Yeah.
And he's becoming a good buddy of mine, too, as well. He's a guide. That's what he does. He takes people hunting for a living.
Mhm.
And out here at his ranch in West Texas, it's an awesome place. How many acres do you have out here, Bobby?
Contiguous acres, I would say it's 8 contiguous sections. Total would be around 10,000 acres owned. We guide here, clearly, everything that's indigenous, plus because of the Caprock in our vicinity to Lubbock, we have Aoudad, probably the only exotic. But we also guide in different ranches in central Texas for axis, free range, or high game. Same with black buck.
Nice.
And then we go up to the Clearwater
The Clearwater.
for everybody's favorite.
And that's pretty much what this podcast is about, the Clearwater.
Well, let's not forget, someone got their first turkey.
Got our
Yes,
first turkey.
sir.
Someone pulled one hell of a tactical twosome.
Yes, sir.
You know, overcoming headaches and used tampons. We've had a hell of a time.
Hey, I think it's a little dehydration out here.
Dehydration.
Well, that-
Drinking
the-
a little too much cold beer and not enough water. That's what it is.
Well, that and the ranch was burning to the ground.
The ranch was definitely burning the ground.
It's been a crazy, stinking trip. We were supposed to have, 4 of us go?
There's supposed to be 4 of us show up.
Four
and
show
2
up.
of us,
Ended up just being Nelson and I.
the top
And
2,
then
the
thankfully
killers.
Bobby hung out with us all day today, mainly just because of the massive fire that spread through it. No, he came out.
I don't know why you haven't been hanging out with us the whole trip.
Well, no one
It's
ever
crazy.
invited me.
It's your place.
I know it's my place, but you showed up like you own the place. This is year 4. You've never asked me to stay. You know what? Last year, Keaton, when you were doing the podcast, you guys were already talking, and I let you do your thing. Very rarely, almost never, do I just let people? It's not that I don't hang out with you. You should take it as a badge of honor that I let you
Badge of honor.
hunt on my place.
Oh, we do. We cherish this.
Yes.
Without me supervising.
You're right.
And me today wasn't supervising. It was, let's kill some fucking birds.
We killed some
I'm
birds.
sorry. Are you allowed to curse on here?
Yeah. Yes, you
fine.
can. Yeah, you can
Okay.
cuss if you
All
want
right.
to.
Sorry
This ain't
about that.
Disney.
It's not. It's not.
But you're
But-
right.
Yeah, but so it was a little different.
was
My
very
passion is guiding and hunting.
Yeah.
Mhm. We felt like we were on a big game hunt today.
Well,
That was a crazy hunt. It was a spot and stock turkey hunt after the place damn near burned down.
It was
And
like
we're-
a fire chief had passed us on the road there. I
Oh,
don't
that
know
was-
really what he's classified.
You know what it
as,
was?
but
It was the Forest Service.
oh, okay.
All those guys in the yellow were Forest Service.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
when
he
you think of forest, and you're out here in West Texas, that's the last thing I think of a forest.
Did you
service.
notice
I
he
think
had
of just-
Oklahoma plates? They got
I did not.
dispatched from up north.
Oh,
That's how
crazy.
bad the fire was today.
well, there's been a bunch of fires in West Texas, so there's
Right.
probably a bunch of guys contracted out, like you said.
Yep.
That's why you said that. I didn't understand that earlier, and I was like, oh,
Right.
it's all coming to me.
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
I got
Bobby
blonde
was
roots in these. This
earlier
old head of
today.
mine.
Bobby had taken us out on the ATV ride. He does it every year, and we go see all of his hunting spots that he takes his clients out for whitetail hunting. Mainly, that's the main focus.
Well, during whitetail season, I mean, yeah, people generally come out for whitetail. And then, you know, from a pure business standpoint, you call it an add-on, right? You come out, you get out of your tent, sandhill cranes are passing over the top, turkeys are busting your set. You know, you've got massive hogs jumping up your ass. What do you want to do? You want to shoot them. So what do? I facilitate a good time.
I thought it was
Facilitate.
funny today. Nelson had said, "Man, I really want a rattlesnake. I really want a rattlesnake." Where did we go? We went to the canyon to find freaking rattlers.
The
What did we
dens.
have in the back of the truck? Rolled up rattlesnake skin. So I mean, you just tell Bobby what you want to shoot or kill, and
He puts you on it.
he puts you on it. There it
Teaches
is.
you how to clean the animal.
Yep.
Hey,
Oh, that's right. We did clean our first bird yesterday.
I
didn't
cleaned
we?
my first turkey, and I felt like a noob and a half, just a newbie, you know. And
everybody's got
I
to
was,
start somewhere.
I was sitting there, and I had just de-breasted the right side and missed some meat, and then you have Bobby. He takes a knife, cuts the whole left side fine cuts from the top of the bone down. There's no meat left, and I was just like, man, he's a pro.
Looked like
Bro.
a filleted crappie. You hold that sucker up to the sun, and you can see right through it. You know what I'm saying? You can hold that turkey up in the sky. You see right through. There's not a piece of meat left on it. It's all in the cooler, ready for some turkey nuggets. What else do you do with turkey?
Well,
turkey nuggets.
I mean, you shoot
Stock.
them. You know, you can eat them. But if I handed you a turkey fillet that looked like Louisiana, you probably wouldn't want to pay me.
Oh, that's funny. You're right.
You know, it shouldn't be shocking that the guy that claims to be a professional knows how to fillet a turkey breast.
Anyways, it was my first time skinning that bird, and Bobby stepped in, man. and
Why
he
don't we
cleaned it
talk
up.
about the kill shot itself? You could have doubled, tripled, or tagged out.
We had
Oh,
30
yeah.
birds.
No, yeah, this is crazy. Nelson, break it down for us
Okay.
real quick.
We get here. We roost some birds. Whatever. We get here and we find them. Okay, we're set up. We know where the birds are at. They're not coming in. So that evening we get set up. We're like, there's tracks everywhere on these two roads that meet. Little fork in the road. We're gonna take the fork. We set up about what 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
It was right at 6.
6 o'clock in the afternoon, like clockwork. These birds just start. We hear some chirping. Here comes a couple hens.
And hold on real quick. I thought Nelson was just messing with me. Because Nelson, he has the mouth calls, and if he has his face mask on, you can't obviously see him making the
Thought I was
noise.
calling?
Yeah, and I thought you were just sitting there messing with me. So when I looked back at Nelson had the camera on the first day. I had the gun, and I looked back, and Nelson said and pointed at his chest like it was him. So I was like, "Oh, Nelson's just
pointing
messing with
behind
me."
me.
No,
I was
but
trying
yes,
to point behind me.
he was trying to point behind him to let me know that birds were coming. Had no idea. Anyways, I'll let you continue.
Well, I mean, pretty much at that point, you didn't know who the fucker or the fucky was, you know, and it's okay. Today, we set a new trajectory for victory, did we not?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
2 for 1.
Twofer.
Two
A
for
twofer.
one.
Honest, a twofer. After being passed by the Forest Service, who wanted to know what I was doing with an assault rifle and 2 guys in First Light camo.
And crawling on your belly.
Yeah.
Crawling
Yes,
on
it
Lays
did.
down flat in the road.
Mm-hmm.
sitting there
Walking
looking
down
for the
this
birds.
Sendero. Do you call them Senderos in West Texas? Or is that only South Texas?
Well,
Like
I
little
mean, the
roads?
Sendero is a cutout. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I call them Senderos because there's mesquites. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're out west, and we're sitting there. We see some turkeys. He's Bobby sees the turkeys. Bobby saw some hogs, little black dots. Like, turkeys. Lays down flat, and we're like, all right, get down. Here comes that Forest Service truck behind us, and we're just sitting there like, what are we gonna do? And we wave him past us. We're like, all right, he's gonna get around. He's gonna push the birds back towards us, and then he starts driving up, and we're like, all right, different game plan. Nelson, you go. That's me. Go around the turkeys, and we're going to sit here, and the Forest Service guy's going to go scare the turkeys towards me. I cut them off, and they walk right in front of us, and we smoke them. 1 shot, 2 kills,
Let's
2
go.
Rio Toms in the bag, tagged out. Actually, I got one more tag. for the
Oh,
morning.
yeah, you have one more.
That was awesome. That was
It
crazy.
was
Spot and
incredible.
stock.
Dude, and it
feel
was
like I was on a
crazy
big
how
game hunt.
fast and rapid it was. I didn't actually hear the conversation between the two of you about the game plan. I was just sitting back there with that camera, and then next thing you know, I'm following Nelson. Nelson's like, he's waving me like, come on, come on, come on. So I'm sitting there, and
Man
I'm
on a mission.
Yep, I'm right behind Nelson, and I mean, it couldn't have worked out any better than what it did. Besides the ammo mishap.
Oh, yeah. You didn't hear that one, Bobby.
No.
Oh, okay. The turkeys are coming in. I had my eyes focused on the Tom, big Tom. I didn't have a shell in my gun. I forgot to rack it. So I opened my gun, and I'm trying to just fish a shell in there just real quietly. And I get one, and they're 3-inch shells in that little 20 gauge, barely fit. And I shove one in there, and I get my eyes back up. That's the birds I see. See 2 little red heads. Lean over because there's a tree in front of my face, and I shoot. 2 birds fall. Got me 2 jakes. But you know what? You can't eat spurs. You can't eat beards.
No, but they look damn good on the wall.
They look good on the wall. And you know what? A Jake fan is going to work great behind a decoy
Mm-hmm.
because
We were talking about that.
Yeah, a big Tom's going to want to go kick that Jake's ass. So I'm going to use one of those fans on one of my decoys
Yes,
for
sir.
future hunts. It's going to be perfect. And I'm going to eat the hell out of that meat because it's going to be damn good.
That's awesome. Hey, and I'll tell you what, if you ain't interested in keeping the other fan, we can put it on my Jake decoy too as well. Money bags, let's go.
That might go on the backdrop of the podcast.
Oh, I like that though. I like that.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That's a good idea.
And we can have our decoy in the back also when we're not using it. You know what I'm saying?
So, were you happy with the turkeys?
I'm very happy with turkey. A turkey and 2 birds with 1 stone is better than. Or wait, I messed that up. How's that go?
2 birds, 1 stone.
2 birds in the bush? No. Yeah, 2 birds in the bush is better than 1 in the hand. How's that go?
I have no
I
idea.
messed that up. But anyways, y'all know how it goes. I'm very happy with the birds. I am so pleased that I got my Rio. I've been hunting Rios. We come out here every year.
It's every
like
year.
an annual hunt. And the past 2 years, I have not bagged a bird. In the first year, I shot a Rio. We ended up taking 5 birds that year.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. And then we've came back every year and have not killed one yet successfully. We've seen birds, we've chased them, but this year we changed up our tactic a little bit. Instead of, the birds are kind of henned up. They're all still grouped up, and like once they get off the roost, they're gobbling and gobbling. And then once they get down, they like all group back up and they're just feeding. That's all they do. They just move around. They don't gobble, nothing. You just hear some hen chirps here and there. So our plan has been
Just set
to
up.
just set up on travel corridors, feeding paths, wherever they're coming from roost to feeding spots, maybe to water, and we're just intercepting them. And it's
There it is.
worked out great. But today at the spot and stock, that worked out even better. I
That
would
was
say, I would
cool.
say better, but it worked out just as good.
It was definitely neat. It was definitely a neat experience on the first day. It was Friday because we got in Thursday night.
Yeah.
And Friday, you can go ahead and finish that story too if you want to.
Well, Pickles, welcome to the podcast. It's El Padrino coming to you live from Snyder Hunting Preserve. How we doing, Pickles?
We're doing good. Foaming in the truck, and I had to go get a can of dip.
Welcome,
Well-
Pickles.
Pickles, everybody here is saying welcome. I hope your ears are burning. You, sir, like me, am a legend, and these boys deserve me.
Okay.
Perfect. We love you too.
I'm so confused.
As you should be. Cucumbers are indeed pickles. Love you, buddy. Sorry, guys.
Just
That was
hangs
pickles.
up,
Hang
just
up.
hangs
He
up on
decided
you.
to give us a call. Ears must have been burning. So we've got 3 birds down, 1 day left, and I'm pretty sure you're coming to bear camp.
We're going to bear camp. We're going to bear camp.
Are you coming to bear camp?
I am coming to bear camp. I promise you. I miss it. That was the best trip I've ever had, like out of state. It was awesome. From the travel to the camping to the hunting.
Right.
I didn't kill a bear, and I had more fun I've ever had in my life. Honestly.
Well, let me ask you something. This is a hunting podcast, and hunting's what I do, and everyone that's listening either likes you or is related to you or you've paid to listen. But when it comes to hunting, specifically about bear camp, to you personally, I know you laid out all those things.
Mm-hmm.
What we've done here is special. It's always special. But what is it about that bear camp that just sings to your soul?
That river runs deep.
It does, doesn't it?
It flows in the veins. Those mountains, they're steep. I like to climb them. I like to walk across that bridge.
That bridge is sick.
That bridge is sweet.
I
I don't know. There's something about the place, the
photos of it.
trees, the forage, just the whole area.
Mhm.
It's steep mountains. You got the big old, what are those, fir trees or ponderosas or something?
Mm-hmm.
Big old trees. It's just beautiful up there. The air is clean. Right there close to Canada. The sun comes up 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It's-
Right around the time the podcast is wrapping up. So about 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
you start getting light. It gets dark about 9 in the summertime.
The ghetto is popping.
And the ghetto is popping.
Certain times of the year.
Certain times of the year when the water is high. The hippies show up and we have a blast.
So explain the ghetto to all the listeners out there,
Okay,
like what the
so-
ghetto is.
When you go generally to any national park or national forest, there's campgrounds. Well, in order to maintain campgrounds, kind of like county roads, you have to pay taxes. Well, there's one part of the Loxa River there, which is kind of a pull-out drive-through. I don't know, what would you say? It's 30 acres, maybe?
Probably, it's pretty close to 30 acres.
Yeah, close to 30
It's pretty
acres.
good size, but it's just a flat spot pretty much.
Right, with a restroom. And so for hippies or people that are up there that don't want to pay for the, where the horse trailers go, it's called the ghetto because you don't have to pay because it's not a real campground.
It's free.
And so that first
It's
year,
free.
I'm sitting there waiting on you and Slim to get back, if I remember correctly. I was probably slinging fireballs and, dancing, warming my balls by the fire. And this hippie rolls in and he's like, "Hey, man." And I was like, "Well, hello, fellow traveler, America. How you doing?" He said, "Hey, is this the ghetto, bro?" I said, "No, it's not. The party you're looking for is about 100 yards that way. But before you go, let me give you some deer sticks. Yes, I killed that animal. And here's some Fireball." Now, this long-haired hippie looked at me with the passion of the Christ and said, "Bro, you've got to come to the ghetto tonight. It's going to be a huge party." Funny thing is, when the naked Indian ran on the horse over the bonfire, I said, "My God," in front of 15,000 people, "this is the coolest thing I've ever seen." Was it sunrise when I came back to camp naked with my clothes in my hand? I don't remember. The point is the ghetto is where it happens. What is it? You can't explain it. You got to be there.
You got to be there. The ghetto. You know what did you say about the bear camp? The bear camp.
Oh, I didn't choose bear camp. Bear camp chose me.
Just like the ghetto. The ghetto didn't. You didn't choose the ghetto. The ghetto chose you.
And you're right. Yeah, last year, one of my hunters, Captain Taylor Snipes, out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, got himself a nice sow, gorgeous. After we skinned it out, ended up in the ghetto, cooking it. We took one of the back hams, we poked holes, put in some herbs and garlic, wrapped it in bacon, cooked it over pine boughs, and gradually he would pour various kinds of American light beer. Maybe it was a heavy beer. I can't remember. I'm not a beer guy. The point is that it turned out delightful. And we were there in the ghetto, and here's the beauty of hunting, right? So, yeah, there's hippies, and it's a lot of fun. And then they see guys like us stroll up, and they see this dead bear on the back of the truck, and they see these guys, and they're like, this is amazing. What is going on? We said, well, we killed this bear. They said, you killed this bear? I said, yes, we killed this bear. And now you're going to eat this bear? Yep, we're going to eat this bear. See, that's what we do. We harvest a renewable resource, and then we share it. I can't tell you to this day, I have text messages that I showed you of hippies that went out and got bear tags for this year that are trying to find me already from the ghetto. People that are vegans that were eating our bear, eating the renewable resource. People that we got to come to our side
That's pretty
of
cool.
the aisle. And it's not even our side. It's just opening up people's eyes that have this general mind mush of bullshit that they've been raised with, right? Put a little bear in their mouth. I tell you what.
That's really
Better-
what the outdoor podcast is about. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
the outdoor
it's just-
life.
Outdoor
It's
life.
just getting people outdoors. If you're stuck in the office, at least you can listen to it. You know, get people enthused about going hunting.
You're
With their
stuck
buds.
in the 1980s ambulance at the ghetto with the lights flaring.
I don't know if that's called being stuck or being blessed, because that ambulance for the
Was
30 minutes
bad
I
to
was
the
in it was
bone.
about some of the most fun I've ever had.
So what?
That's at the ghetto.
Yeah,
there was
tell
an
us-
ambulance that had they turned
They
into a camper.
retrofitted the
Yeah,
back of it.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
They turned into like what they camp out of. They travel the I guess the U.S. in the sucker.
Right. They had
So
their
they were
kayaks
hippies.
and
They
their
just-
surfboards on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they go and conquer the river, bro. They conquer it in their blue, or their no, not their blue. Their purple or pink flamingo and blue rafts.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I
Crazy
have a
thing.
question. What's your bucket list hunt? Like what? You know, we do all this Texas stuff, and Texas is a blessing. And you've been elk hunting, and what's on the horizon for you? What is it that pushes you past this, which we know? What is the unknown for you? What's the next
The next
great vista
the
for you?
next. The next great vista for me is I want to kill an elk with my bow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not just any bow. I want to kill it with the bow I've built. The
Right.
one I showed you, that bow dark bow.
Right.
I whittled that sucker out. I want to sling an arrow at an elk. I want to call that sucker in and stick an arrow through him with the bow I built.
That would be sick.
That'd be awesome. That's one of the hunts that's on my bucket list. Like right now that I'm trying to pursue. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to go chase some mule deer, some high country mule deer, maybe some desert mule deer in Arizona.
That would be
I want to
sick,
do it
too.
all. I want to go up to Alaska, shoot some caribou. I actually have some. My wife, her family, her aunt and uncle live in Alaska, so they're.
You don't
invite-
have to hire a guide.
Nope.
Because you have relative.
You're right.
kin.
And they invite me all the time. They're like, "Hey, come up to Alaska." I just haven't.
And then what are
taken
you
the ti-
doing here?
I just
you
haven't
dumb piece
taken
of
the.
shit.
I just have
Chasing
not.
these birds when you could be in Alaska.
I have
Get
not-
out of here.
I
You
know.
and your recording equipment.
I'm going. I'm see y'all.
And
But
how
I'm really,
about
I
you?
just have not taken the time to do it.
You got your first bird. What's next?
You did
Yeah,
get your first
I shot,
bird.
shot my first bird, man. It
Yeah.
was an awesome experience. I mean, I've been trying to kill this bird though for like 3 years now. This is the third year out here. Been 2 years unsuccessful.
Yeah, and then we also been chasing easterns, and we have not been successful with
Nope.
that.
So
different places
basically,
that you
any
have.
turkey hunt I've ever been on besides yesterday, I've been unsuccessful. And I tell you what, I get pretty interested. It's challenging. I like challenging things. Okay, I do. But the way that people talk and discuss turkey hunting, they make it seem so simple. Oh yeah, just go out there and set up, throw your decoy out, hear a gobble, go chase it, set it up, kill a bird, harvest a bird.
It ain't
It
that
was
easy.
a-
That's hunting.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's like
but-
going all the way to 28 hours to Idaho and not seeing a bear, but it's damn good time.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't have this podcast right here out beside a lake in West Texas, which is very rare to have a water source that full. It's drier than hell right now, but you had a great flood this past year to fill everything up, and then now it's holding very well.
Right.
So, what's your dream hunt? Your bucket list
Moose.
hunt? You, Bobby,
Moose.
moose,
No doubt.
Moose.
I want 70+ inch paddles.
Really?
Oh, no doubt.
You want to try DIY? Or are you going to go like guide?
No, probably take my children's college fund and call up old Jim Shockey, tall, beautiful Canadian man, and we'll go up there to the high Canadian Yukon. Kill me a moose or two. Why not?
That'd be awesome.
For me, that, the funny thing is even though you call me the godfather of bear camp, I've had bears in the scope. I still haven't taken the black bear, and whether it's guiding or putting other people on it, it's funny. There's the most, I don't know how to put it. The guy on the Outdoor Channel, he's got some hunting show. I don't pay much attention, but he's got a saying. Said, my favorite place I've been is the place I'm going next. So my favorite thing to hunt,
What a saying.
is the thing I'm hunting next.
That's a good one right there.
Yep. I agree with that.
That is whatever is next. You push yourself to something new. Right now, personally, I love everything I do, but the Bear Woods are my favorite place to be. Not to say that I don't like a good elk bugle, because that, in the words of Uncle Ted, makes your life a giant purple rimmed dick when you hear that bugle and it comes rushing right at you. Now, Bear Woods isn't so much about what you kill. It's did you not get killed up there? You already won grizzly attack this year, right in the Yellowstone ecosystem there on the Bitterroots, right where we're going. Multiple grizzly attacks a year.
Mountain lions a couple years back.
Yeah, we barely, funny, we called pickles. One year we were coming up to our camp, right past the ghetto there, and it's only about a 150-yard walk, right?
Yep.
There was a mountain lion that was running across the road, and nose to tail was as long as my F-350 is wide. And he goes, "Oh, my God, you almost hit it. I thought you were speeding up." I said, "Well, fuck, I've got a tag in my pocket. Why do you think I didn't slow down?" The point is that, yeah, you get up there, you've got the wolves, you've got the bears, and you've got the lions, and it's really exciting. And, again, it's not about the kill. Sometimes it's did you make it? And
Did you make it?
That in and of itself is exciting. What's exciting is being there with guys like you.
Oh, yeah.
And I showed you one or two videos just now, and all of a sudden you're like, I want to go back because
You're
it's
right.
that special.
It is. It is very special. Once you go and you enjoy the camaraderie, the catching cooks, not the catching cooks, we caught some fish, we cooked them up. The surf and turf is what I was getting at. It's just a camp.
It's a catch and cook. I caught them and cooked them, and you ate them.
Yeah. That's a YouTube terminology, and I'm kind of stuck in that YouTube mindset.
Catch and cook is a YouTube thing?
Yeah.
Oh, never.
Just type in catch and cook and you'll find a bunch of them. But what I was saying was the surf and turf, the food, the whole camp, the road trip up there, that's what makes the whole thing. I don't care if I shoot a bear or not, see a bear, and then getting up there and just, walking to the spots and sitting there and waiting on a bear or glassing up something, that's just icing on the cake.
Without a doubt.
100%.
Tanner, when are you coming up?
And the country up there is beautiful. I can't tell. I mean, it's just awesome.
Awesome.
When are you coming up?
I'm going to actually try to attend Nelson's next hunt. I think it'd be awesome if I could go up with him, with y'all. Maybe we could get Slim up there when I go, too, as well. And, just
listen,
make a
he's
trip out
not
of it.
allowed until he finishes my taxidermy. Okay? Slim, if you're listening, I love you. Where are my mounts? Slim.
Slim.
Talking to you, buddy. Where you at, buddy?
He ain't listening. He might be. You never know.
What a guy. Slim.
What a guy. He'd give his shirt off your back, though. He's a good,
You know what?
he's a
That
good
wouldn't do
man.
me any good, considering my underwear is like 3 of his shirts. Okay?
You're right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He's a good
Hey,
dude.
he's a hell of a guy, a brother, clearly. It would
He's a
be
brother.
great to get the originals back up there, really.
The originals.
The OGs.
Get the band back together.
We have the band, man. We're going to go to the ghetto, man.
Hey, bro, you want some Molly? I remember that one. They walked up. I was there. We were at the ghetto. Not the ghetto, I'm sorry. We were at our little camp. It's chilling around a fire. It's a different time after you told us this story. And this truck pulls up and like 3 or 4 guys get out, I think. And then we're just sitting there talking to them. They're like, bro, what's up? just what's Somali? I don't even know what Molly is.
Well, it wasn't the redhead in the back of the car. We'll just say that.
It wasn't the redhead in the back of the car.
No, but it's.
But she's gonna conquer the river.
Oh, then they did. That year was a 100-year high, I believe, of the river. If you remember, do you remember the FedEx truck?
I remember the FedEx
careened
truck.
barely saved its ass by hitting that tree. Otherwise, it would have been in the water.
If there was no tree, the sucker would have been in the water and then gone.
Without a doubt, because it was the highest the locks had been in 100 years. That year, the 15,000 showed up. 15,000 people on 30 acres. Wrap your mind around that.
That's insane.
With the largest
What's
bonfire?
crazy, when we went the first year, there was nobody there. We showed up, and there was nobody. And then later in the week, all these people started filtering in, and we're in the middle of nowhere. We're like, what is going on? And everybody starts coming in right beside our camp, like 150 yards down the road. And we're like, what is going on? We were literally in the middle of nowhere trying to shoot a bear, and there's hundreds of people just piling into this place.
The official count that year was 15,000 people showed up.
That's insane.
To ride the Loxa.
That's insane. Class 5.
That year it became Class 5.
Rapids, which is unreal. If you watch this thing, it's like...
It's got a surfable wave. That's how big it was.
Yeah.
There was a surfable, sustainable wave.
Literally.
That they were surfing.
I know.
Yeah, and Captain Snipes last year, he got to surf it. He's a big surfer, professional sailor, and I told him, I said, welcome to Bear Camp. Are you going to go surfing? And he looked at me like I was a one-legged whore. And I said, listen, buddy, we're going to go right down there past Knob Creek, and I'm going to show you where we can surf. And he did. He got in. It's your turn. Sir.
Damn. He got in?
Oh, yeah. No, he's a professional surfer.
That's unreal. Just looking at that river, though, it's crazy. I wouldn't even get in a raft. And these guys, and it's cold. It was like the water is like 40 degrees probably.
Well, it's the runoff from the snow.
I know. That's what's unreal. I wonder if there's a lot down there now. Is there a lot of snow packed this year?
Well, as a matter of fact, I just sent Pickles this earlier today.
Because you can use that to your advantage, like when you go up there and like hunt and stuff.
The snowpack?
The snowpack. And like it's going to close in some roads.
Right.
The river's going to be super high, might be super low. You never know. It might be frozen over.
Right. If you see this, Sunday, snow. Monday, snow. Tuesday, snow. Wednesday, snow. Thursday, snow. Friday, snow. High of 43, low of 29.
Wow.
Right.
And at least they don't have wildfires going on because all the snow.
Not right now.
Not yet.
It could happen later, but yeah. It'll be like last year. We were setting baits in snow.
That's unreal.
No.
And the bears don't hibernate. They
do hibernate.
Well, they say they hibernate, but they say in lower 48, most bears they hibernate, but they still get out like every now and then on like warm days, and they won't move very far, but they're very lethargic.
Right.
And they'll get out and like
not up there. They actually den deep.
Yeah.
They den deep.
In
we
that
had
area?
the game warden came and hung out with us from the time I crossed the bridge at like 8:30, and he left our campsite at 12:45 a.m.
Dang.
And yeah, he was telling everybody all about it. But last year was a weird year because it was snowing so late. I do appreciate you guys coming out every year. It's been fun.
Oh yeah, we look forward to every year.
Well, that's good. That's good. And hopefully we'll get you up to the Bear Woods.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Maybe we'll skip turkey season next year, or maybe
why?
Maybe not skip it. But
Well, I don't understand why you don't just buy a Miriam's tag. We can still turkey hunt in a different place.
There's a bunch up there.
Or as many as you want. If you want to come up and turkey hunt, come up and turkey hunt.
You're right.
You know.
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam. We can shoot the Merriams and come down here and pop a Rio and then go to get us an Eastern and then drive all the way into
Osceola's,
Florida's. Yeah. And then we can go down to Arizona and into Mexico and shoot some Goulds and then go down even south of that.
That'd be so hard
and
to
shoot
do.
some oscillateds.
Like,
and then shoot some peacocks. Hell, why not?
Well, anything worth doing is hard.
Oh, yeah.
Except for turkey hunting.
Except for turkey hunting.
It is. I mean, it's hard.
It is.
It's not hard like sitting out here and doing this stuff, but it's hard like getting the birds to like work for you when they're not wanting to work. You know, like when they're out here and they're not responding. They're not broke up. They're all still piled in together. So you have to sit somewhere and like hope they come by you or put some corn out, some feed, and like bait them in, which is perfectly fine. It's just when you're out when you have this mind And you see all these videos of guys like calling them in. You're like, I want to do that. You kind of get stuck, and you're like, that's what I got to do. But that's not what you got to do. You got to adapt to your situation.
There it is.
And like how to, just different ways to hunt them. So you got to use all that in your toolbox.
But each
Killing
time
the
you go
birds.
out, you're learning something new.
You're right.
For the next time.
I'm always
and
learning.
like what I learned the last 2 days is just sometimes it's better just to sit there and just wait for those birds to come in. Throw your decoy out. You know where they're at. We've hunted this place. The more you hunt somewhere, obviously the more knowledgeable you're going to be with the land.
Yep.
Bobby is real knowledgeable up there at Bear Camp as well as here. This is his home place. And, I mean, that's what it takes. It's just getting familiar with the territory, scouting, and then learning anything at all, really, at each and every hunt that you can put it in the toolbox and use it for that next time, So
Yeah, I try to learn something every time I go out and hunt.
What did you learn this trip?
I learned to not focus on one type of technique of hunting. Move around, bounce around, adapt to what you're trying to do. Like sit somewhere on a trail, go spot and stalk. Get up in the middle of the day, and the birds, they can't go home. Like they're not going to go sit in the house and AC for a couple hours. They're going to be out there. They're foraging. They're
You mean there's no Mountain Dew in Call of Duty for a bird?
There's no Mountain Dew in Call of Duty for some birds. They're out here, and you just got to adapt and hunt them down. Get that, pull that inner instinct out of you, and go
that inner Ted Nugent
meat eater out of you. You go hunt that sucker down and put him on the grill.
There it is. And man, we got some turkey meat to take home, don't we?
We do. We
3
do.
birds already.
Yeah. In our last podcast, we had our buddy Lane on, and he told us that the legs were his favorite part of turkey. He said he'll put them in a crock pot, shred them up, season them with taco seasoning, like any kind of Mexican seasoning, and like cumin, chili powder and stuff like that, and then shred them up into tacos, enchiladas, or whatever, and do whatever he wants to do with it. Pulled pork, anything. So this trip, those 2 birds I harvested, cut the legs off, and we're going to try cooking them.
Get old turkey
certain way.
legs.
I know there's a lot of tendons in them, but, it is what it is. You got to slow cook that stuff. So you got to adapt. Remember I told you, Bobby, that you sent me a picture of some ducks that you shot, and there was like some trash ducks or ringnecks, or I would say trash ducks, divers. Normally they're not good to eat. There's definitely different ways of making them better, but it's kind of like the turkey leg. It's full of tendons. Not a lot of ways to cook it besides less slow cooking it and then turn it into something else. So, there's all different game out there, wild game that you can take, and you just got to figure out how to cook it.
Well, you can eat just about anything. Do you enjoy hot dogs?
You can definitely. You are right.
Yeah, lips and assholes. That's what
Lips
they're
and
made out
asshole.
of on the cutting room floor.
The cutting room.
Next time you have yourself a nice ballpark Frank, just remember.
Lips and assholes. Well, boys, if y'all want to wrap this podcast up,
There's not much to say.
Not much to say. We've covered everything from West Texas all the way up to Idaho. 26 hours in between in this podcast, all over the place. And we thank y'all so much for watching this, listening to this podcast. And we thank you, Bobby, for letting us come out to your place every year and enjoy it.
Greatly appreciate it.
So much fun. We look forward to every year, and the camaraderie, hanging out, catching up.
That is, one thing I look forward to every year. Bobby takes time out of his day. He brings the mule out, or sometimes just drives yours when we bring yours. But getting to drive around his land and getting to see all of his deer stands.
Yep.
And this year, man, let me tell you, if you think oh man, if you think deer hunting down there in Northeast Texas out of a tree stand, listen to this.
You got the condo.
He has got the condos out here, man, where you can see miles upon miles. What was that? You said one of your clients this past season shot one at what? Is it 800? A little over 800 yards?
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Slim was here for that. Greg. So we do have a witness. Yeah, off of Rock Ridge there. It was a 7-point buck, little under 900.
Dang, that's crazy.
And you could probably, if you wanted to, out here, you could, if you can see it, it's a long-ass way. You can shoot. If you wanted to practice some long range, you could definitely do it out here. But
it's
from one end, from Scurry County, there at the beginning, all the way over here to Borden County, it's almost 12 miles.
Wow.
end to
crazy.
end.
Wow. I don't have anything to say. Just wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of room.
A lot of room. A lot of room.
Right.
But
Well, the honor's all mine, men. I always love having you out. I just wish that you'd come to a little thing called bear camp. As much fun as we have here.
we're coming to bear camp.
Yeah.
Bear Camp 2022 or 2023.
Well, it should be both.
It should be
Because,
both.
ladies
Should
and
be
gentlemen,
both.
we're always coming to you live. We appreciate you being here. El Padrino with you. And don't forget, I didn't choose bear camp. It chose me. El Padrino signing off.
Signing off. Catch you on the next one.